Hey folks, welcome back to Planet Tyro's The Year of Lupin playlist, where I'm going to be discussing all the animated features for Lupin the Third. And we're starting off with the movies, as you may already know, and today we're going to continue with the next movie. Last time we spoke about 1985's The Secret of the Gold of Babylon, a movie, the more I think about it, the more I actually dislike it, and I'm sure it's going to be one of the worst in the franchise. This movie we're going to speak about right now actually washed a lot of the bad taste in my mouth with that last movie, and the name of the movie we're going to be talking about is 1987's The Plot of the FUMA Clan, also known as the FUMA Conspiracy, and I also put the alternate titles in the description down below. So, where to start with this movie? So here's the basic plot. The plot is Goemon, Lupin's swordsman in the team, is getting married. When it starts off, there's a ceremony, it's set in Japan, he's getting married at a ceremony, and when they're getting married, he's actually being offered a family heirloom by the man in charge of the family, which is a vase. Now, as soon as they're about to complete the ceremony, some ninjas attack, and the ninjas want to steal the vase because the vase has ties to the family treasure. So when Lupin hears about this, he gets interested in his treasure. There's a big confrontation at the beginning, and Goemon's fiance gets kidnapped because they do manage to stop them from getting the vase. So without going into spoilers, the movie is about the vase, the family treasure, rescuing the princess, Goemon and the little bit of stuff with him, and Lupin and Fujiko trying to get the treasure as well. So it's a big chase, big fun, set in Japan. What did I think? First of all, like I said before, this was a great return to form from that last movie. The biggest standout thing about this is actually the animation. The animation, even if you do the research and look in the background of this, the animation is very good. It actually looks more like the character designs from A Castle in Cagliostro, and that's because some of the staff worked with Hayao Miyazaki. It's not Studio Ghibli, but some of the staff did work on that, and some of them did work on some American animated tunes like Tiny Toon Adventures, and it shows. The chase scenes are fantastic. They're fluid. There's a particular chase scene with Lupin and Jigen in a car that's very reminiscent of Castle Cagliostro, although it's set in Japan. It's very different, but they're stuck in the car and the police are chasing them, and it's very fluid. It looks really good, very well done. There's two car chases that are very standout. In fact, even the action when Goemon has a big action scene at the end, even that's really good. It's very fluid. The character facial designs are very expressive. It looks really clean, and I have to say, coming from that last movie, which was a hot, sketchy mess, this just looks like a good standard movie, and it shines really well on the animation side. Very impressed with that. Good colors, good scenery overall. My only quibble is not to do with the animation, but I would have liked to see more of Japan. But they focus on just the locations, where in other Lupin movies you see sweeping shots of the landscape of Paris or Belgium or wherever they are. This movie is more on location, but it still looks good, and that's the strongest point. I watched it in the Japanese dub or sub, whatever, with English subtitles. It was fine. The performances were good. I've read notes that there was a bit of controversy in Japan because they couldn't get the original voice cast to do it. But it didn't really bother me. I didn't watch it in English, so it was fine. So I don't know if there's an English dub out there, but the Japanese English sub was fine. The soundtrack was a bit on the disappointing part. And for me, the main reason is they don't really do much with it. I mean, Lupin always has this kind of jazzy, romantic, sweeping, beautiful music that goes with the chases. I don't know if it's because this one is set in Japan. They want to keep it a little bit more low key. There's some scenes that have no music at all. Most of it is just quiet, and it doesn't feel like it's missing, but Lupin is very musical. Everything I've seen of Lupin has that music in the background that plays with the animation. So when I was watching this movie, it kind of felt like a missing ingredient that could have just spruced it up. But the sounds in there are okay. Some of it is actually a little bit cheesy, but again, So that leads me to the other characters. Let's talk about the characters. This movie is kind of Goemon's movie. He's the one getting engaged. He's the one that it's about. He's the one basically, you know, getting married and going up against the FUMA clan. And it's good. He's a quiet character. And, you know, in a way, I guess you could call it his Castle in Cagliostro, because he's with kind of trying to save the princess, even though Lupin and Fujiko and Jigen are there to help. Oh, and actually, I've got to mention this. Inspector Zenigata, when the movie starts, he thinks Lupin is actually dead. And he looks older in this movie. I don't know why. He's got like grey hair or something. He doesn't really, I don't know, it was a bit weird. So he's really fun and energetic as usual. Lupin is there, you know, he's fun, the same old Lupin. Fujiko, same, Jigen the same, them three, but you know, Jigen takes the spotlight. But you know, it's just a lot of fun. The plot on the whole, to be honest with you, is kind of just basic. It's not really anything special. Like I said, Goemon's fiance gets abducted because they can't steal the vase. Then this clan that want the vase, that want to find this treasure, they do an exchange. Again, I don't want to get into spoilers, but overall, it's kind of just, the story is kind of meh. But it's enjoyable because the animation is good, the chases are good. The Lupin movies follow a kind of a blueprint. Obviously, it's kind of presumptuous for me to say that right now because I haven't seen all of them. But to me, Lupin always follows a certain blueprint about how the chases go, how it's resoluted. And this movie does that, but it doesn't really disappoint. There's enough different here to make it different and stand out. And it's set in Japan, which is cool. The chases is in Japan. You see a lot of a bit of Japanese culture, some samurai stuff. The ninja clan, the FUMA ninja clan is actually pretty good. The main villain is just typical bad guy, even though he has a good last fight with Goemon at the end, which is pretty cool. So on the whole, I would give this movie a low solid B. It's good. It's way better than that last movie, which the more I think about that movie, the Gold Secret God Batman is like a piece of shit now. But this was a return to form. I wish this was the movie they released after the Castle Cagliostro, but I know it's a common theme in these Lupin movies, specials, OVAs, what have you. They vary in animation, in story, they go up and down. So this is I think this is one of the most noticeable ones. The feedback from, you know, my anime list, IMDb, this is one of the most appreciated ones. This is the ones that people have fond memories for, and it's got good reviews, even though people say the plot is kind of meh. But overall, it's the sum of its parts, and all the parts are decent to good to enjoyable. So I'll say this is one I'd recommend, low solid B. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think I'm being overly critical? Is this one of your favorite Lupin movies? Do you actually hate this one? Let me know in the comments down below. You know, I'm just one guy giving my opinion, but I would like to hear your observations, perspectives. You know, let's have that dialogue. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you like the content, if you like the playlist. I mean, I'm really enjoying doing this. It's just a fun evolution, seeing the character grow and seeing different animators and directors have their takes on these stories. So let's see what happens. Until then, guys, hit that subscribe button if you want more content. Hit annotations on the right to all the stuff we do. And until then, you're going to see more Lupin and other stuff on Planet Tyro. Stay tuned. Take care. Peace out.